Morning, everybody. Welcome to Chassidut in the morning. Getting pumped up. We've got full schedule today. We're going to finish the Simcha of the Rebbe, hopefully, or if not finish it, come close to finishing it. And then we're going to look into a couple of other things. Okay, Metallica. Bye for now. It's just to get me pumped up a little bit. I think I'm waking up this morning with a sense that we have to use whatever resources available to us, obviously, in the realm of what's permitted to try to give us an edge in life. Yeah. Everyone's got their share of good things in their life, and everyone's got their share of pekelech. We have to try to focus on the good, and we have to try also to leverage that good to take us to the next level. That's what I'm thinking about this morning. Okay, we're talking about the life, the life of Sarah, Chaye Sarah, and what that really means is being eternal life and connecting to godliness and connecting to kedusha, and the different approaches of Avram and Sarah in this path. Avram being more universal in general, and Sarah being more specific. I just want to say that also yesterday I was thinking about that this paradigm, or these two paradigms of Avram's approach and Sarah's approach, really fit in to a more, I would say, Kabbalistic understanding of what the male and female of the male and female energy. Whereas just if you just take a look at the, for example, I mean, the primary example of this would be if you look at the reproductive process, right? You have men who has many seeds, which is more universal. Man has shefa to give, just like Abraham had shefa to give his influence of godliness, whereas a woman only has one seed. A woman is very specific. A woman is like, this is where it's at, in this one specific place. And then there are also many examples of that. This isn't a political statement, but typically, you have the woman, her place is in the home. The children need her to be home in order to experience that feeling of home. She's the one that's really kind of settled. Whereas the man is more of a paradigm of going out, trying to earn a living, doing the hunting and gathering. It's not to say that of course, a woman, not professing that a woman can't have a career. I'm not living in the 80s, man. But the idea basically that that there's a different paradigm, there's different energy, there's a male energy and a female energy, and I'm saying that what the Rebbe is setting up here in terms of the different approach of Avram and Sarah falls into that rubric. That's a good word, and it's cool to recognize that, and also within our own lives, very, very important is that we in our existence, we in our own individual existence have both energies. We have the universal energy. We have all these ideas. We have all these dreams and aspirations and visions of what could be. We have all this energy. We have all this general energy that's able to contribute and give out and go into the world. At the end of the day, in order to be effective, you have to focus and harness that energy. You have to direct it into something specific or into several specific things in order to be productive, in order to be effective. You have to be consistent and just like pound away at that one singular goal. Out of all the possibilities, you have to focus, and then only through the focusing on those possibilities are you able to achieve that which you to reach your potential. So again, going from the universal to the more specific, it's beautiful the way the paradigms of Avram and Sarah's approach to kedusha, to bringing God in this world, fits in. Okay, that's the introduction. So we're going to learn a bit of the Rebbe. We're going to do some from Shlomo on Hanukkah to get ready, and maybe we'll do a little bit Rabbeinu all that in the 4 minutes before I have the Shachar starts. I guess I might be late for a change. Okay. Uvir ha'inyan ha'omek yoter. It's 6:11 in the morning here in Israel, and This learning is Ilu Nishmat, all the people that died this past Shabbos, Al Kiddush Hashem, and just that all suffering should end. This learning should be in that merit. Mitziut Hashemayim v'aretz l'chol tzvayim l'chol umot ha'olam hu b'shvil Yisrael. Hainu shekol matarat briyatam u'letzarech Yisrael m'mela im einam imalim kavanatam mataratam zeh kol siba l'mitziutam. The Rebbe here is bringing the famous Chazal that everything was created, or everything is on Bereshis. Everything in this world is created in the zchut of Am Yisrael. And so if Am Yisrael if we don't fulfill our mission and our purpose, so there's no reason to creation. Ipso facto. So we can also understand this in the context of the seven Noahide laws. Sheva mitzvot elu einan inyan v'tachlit latzman leman b'nei Noach chatzmam. These mitzvot, these commandments that we enjoin the Noahide laws, which are for the whole world. It's not just for them, for the people that are doing them. Elahain gam ken b'shvil Yisrael b'shvil Torah. They're also for Yisrael, for the Torah. Basically, Yisrael, Am Yisrael is at the center of creation. The Torah is at the center of creation. So even the Noahide laws and the people that are serving God in that way, the non-Jewish people, it's also in order to serve the purpose of Am Yisrael. The Rebbe is mincing no words here, baby. This is it, raw. Giving it to you raw, no political correctness. The tzorach kiyum Torah v'mitzvot al yidei Yisrael ki kedei shebnei Yisrael yochlu lekayem Torah mitzvot ulamshich et Torah Elokim shalom me'olam tzarich haolam liyot ra'ui u'mukshar lekach. It's only for so Am Yisrael could fulfill the Torah and mitzvahs. Again, the Torah and mitzvahs are so precious, so divine. We need a good environment in order for us to achieve this. If the whole world is chaotic, we can't do it, and that's why we need the seven Noahide laws to bring the world into a state of a certain settledness, a certain peace, in order to be able to do what we got to do in terms of Torah and mitzvahs. It creates a certain settledness in the world. Relax, everything's going to be okay. The nations of the world are treating each other. The people of the world are treating each other with a certain base level of respect, a certain base level of morality, which allows the world to just rest. So the Am Yisrael could do Torah and mitzvahs. ולכן כאשר בן נוח עובר על כל אחת מצוות אלו ולא כל הבדל ביניהן, הרי הוא מחויב מיתה ביטול מציאותו, כי כיוון שמטרת וסיבת מציאותו היא לא בתור תכלית לעצמה אלא בשביל ישראל, הרי כאשר אין הוא ממלא את תפקידו, הוא מאבד בדרך ממילא את היסוד לקיומו בעולם. Okay, that's why when a person who's not fulfilling the seven mitzvahs b'nei Noach, that's what the seven Noahide laws. That's why he's basically he deserves the death penalty, because he's not fulfilling his purpose in the world. He's actually damaging it. He's damaging the very fundamental purpose of the world, and therefore his right to exist. If he's acting on this level of morality, not even not even fulfilling the seven Noahide laws, he's sort of relinquished his right to exist, essentially, because he's not adding to the purpose of existence, or he's actually taking away from the fundamental purpose of existence, which is to create a peaceful environment, enough for Torah and mitzvahs, enough for godliness to enter through Torah and mitzvahs. ומאחר שזהו תוכן מציאותם, היה הדבר צריך להיות ניכר כבר כלפי היהודי הראשון, אברהם. אף עניין זה מודגש בפרשת חיי שרה בכל שלושת עניינים שבא כדלקמן. So since this is such a fundamental aspect of creation, the fact that everybody's trying to serve this purpose of bringing God, everybody needs to serve this purpose of bringing the world to an elevated state through Torah and mitzvahs, and so everything needs to contribute to that. Everything, the purpose of everything is actually to contribute to that. The sun and the moon, the stars. This is the it's hard to swallow that a little bit, to be honest with you. I've always had trouble with that. It's hard to see. We don't. It used to be. I always try to think about it in the historical context. It used to be that like take the Middle Ages. Everybody else. I am, I guess, most familiar with the European experience. I did a little bit of European history. In the Middle Ages, everybody else is basically like cavemen. the illiteracy rates of the non-Jewish world are like through the roof. Nobody can read. Everybody is at the kind of the mercy of the priests, who are, the clergy, the priestly class, who are the only ones that really know what's going on. Like Christianity they're changing their rules every couple of hundred years. They're changing not only their rules, their fundamental precepts. It's so split. There's sickness, there's disease, there's rampant immorality, there's pogroms, there's violence. There's so much unsettledness, there's so much chaos in the world, and there's so much ignorance in the world at that kufa. And basically, the whole world up until the period of, I guess you could say, the Industrial Revolution and the Enlightenment, where the world really takes a drastic shift in terms of access to education and also openness to different ideas. But before that, you're looking at that's why we call it the dark ages. The Middle Ages is the dark period. So seeing Torah and mitzvahs in the context of that, and the mastery of Torah, the beauty of Torah, the depth of Torah, and also just the fact that you have 90% literacy rates in the Jewish world. Every Jewish child is taught how to read and how to learn and how to expand their mind. In that context, the light of the Torah. Boker tov, achi. Good morning. So in the context of that, it's not hard to imagine. It's not this belief that the whole world is for the Torah. It was much easier to see then. And if we have eyes, we can also see that this is true now. I was actually thinking about this. Like America right now. America is ripping itself apart. There's no question about it. There's so much confusion as to what the right path is. I mean, America is the greatest country in the world right now in terms of power, in terms of, there's never been a more affluent and powerful country than America. But on a cultural, basic moral level, I feel like there's so much confusion. Even the very educated, very moral class, the cultural elite, the academic elite in America, they can't differentiate morally between Israel, between Israeli society, the Israelis' democratic, free, liberty, and Hamas, and terrorists that seek to destroy us. They can't make that difference. In fact, they do make a difference. They say that they're more just than we are. There's so much darkness in terms of a moral perspective on the world. There's so much immorality. Look at this, the whole Me Too movement. It started a wave, or like the people who everybody looks to every single night and watches them on the news and watches them on television. They're all people that can't control themselves on a basic level. They can't keep their hands to themselves. All these people, how the mighty fell, and it's just rampant. There's just a loss of basic morality, the idea to discern moral judgment. Crazy. And so in that, you kind of have to appreciate the fact that what the Torah gives in terms of a perspective on the world, in terms of adding value, in terms of being able to see in terms of being able to see your priorities, just to give yourself a certain self-control. Not to say that the Jewish world is perfect, far from it, but want to appreciate the fact that the Torah, that the world is created and everything is meant to serve the purpose of the Torah and mitzvahs. One has to really understand what Torah is in the context of the chaos and the moral darkness that the world can be in. There's a lot of goodness in the world as well, but I don't know. That's the level that I appreciate it on. There's much more to say on that topic, and we did a little bit of the Rebbe this morning, but let's move on to something else. We can't go anywhere without the Lubavitcher Rebbe. This is what I think. I mean, in terms of learning. Okay, let's do a little bit of Shlomo on Hanukkah. That was it seems to be a popular for good reason, man. For good reason. Shlomo is boss, baby. Boss. By the way, we have a concert coming up tomorrow night. Are you coming to the concert tomorrow night? Into the show tomorrow? Okay. Little Reb Shlomo. Okay. Ze ozot. Chag Sameach Lechem Rabotai. Chag Sameach to you, brothers and sisters. Halayla Acharon Shel Chanukah Hu Lo Pashut. Last night of Chanukah is not simple. Hayom Hazeh Nikra Zot Chanukah. I always wondered what that's about. Zot Chanukah. Lashon Torah Lefamim, it's called Zot Chanukah, in the feminine. That Chanukah. That's what we call it traditionally. The last night of Chanukah. Kigon Ze Elo ze keli vanveo. L'famim katuv zot kigon zot chanukat hamizbeach. B'chol makom shekatuv zot ze mashu acher legamrei. Every time that we see the word zot, it's something different entirely. It's Moshe Rabbeinu ne'emar ki ze Moshe ha'ish ki Moshe Rabbeinu kara lanu et hayam sharnu ze keli vanveo. When we talk about Moshe Rabbeinu, when we say ze Moshe ha'ish, we point to him. That's Moshe, the person, the man. And then when God split the sea, we say we were able to point ze keli vanveo. God was so revealed. We were able to say, "Hey, I see God right in front of me. This is the God, our strength, our Savior." Aaron HaKohen ze mashu acher. That was Moshe Rabbeinu. That's the level of Moshe Rabbeinu. But the level of Aaron HaKohen is something different. Reb Shlomo loves Aaron HaKohen. He brings him a lot. I think he saw himself a lot in the personage of Aaron HaKohen. It's Aaron HaKohen ne'emar bezot yavo Aaron el HaKodesh. With Aaron HaKohen, in Aaron HaKohen, it said, the pasuk says, bezot, not bezeh, but bezot yavo Aaron el HaKodesh. What's the meaning? What's the meaning of this? Achiluk ben zeh lezot hu ad lev shamayim. The difference between zeh and zot is to the heart of heaven. What's going on? Moshe Rabbeinu mared lanu et HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'china zeh keli vanveo. Moshe Rabbeinu shows the Kadosh Baruch Hu in the aspect of zeh keli vanveo. This is God, my Savior. Aaron HaKohen ohev shalom rodev shalom. But Aaron HaKohen, the lover of peace and the pursuer of peace, mared lanu et Am Yisrael. He shows us the beauty of Am Yisrael. Zeh perush shorim barur. Zeh, the meaning is that I see it clearly. Zot perusho shu ktsat mustar adain. Zot, the perush is, it's not direct. It's that it's still a little bit hidden. It's not directly in front of me. It's like it's there somewhere in the ether, but I don't see it in all its clarity. Ze ne'emar el HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zot shu mustar ne'emar al bnei adam. This, ze, is talking about HaKadosh Baruch Hu, is we can see that clearly. We can see the hand of God. Zot shu mustar ne'emar al bnei adam. Zot, which is a little bit more hidden, is more referring to Am Yisrael and a person. The mystery of a person. Sometimes it's so important to recognize this. I'm not sure what this has to do with Hanukkah. It's a beautiful teaching. But Aaron HaKohen, who is the Ohev Shalom and Rodev Shalom, how was he able to make peace? Because he was able to say, listen, what you think you know about that person, that's only scratching the surface. You know how much else he feels and he thinks. Can't you see the complexity here? Can't you see the depth of this person? Come get to know him a little bit better. You're in this conflict. Don't think that that's the whole. Don't think that that's the whole. That's the whole story. It's not. Come get to know him better. You'll see that there's layers and layers and mysteries in this person in their hearts. That's the key to peace. That's the key to a good relationship. Is like talk, communicate, because there's treasures in that other person. There's depth in that other person that we couldn't even imagine. Gewalt, Shlomo, Hanukkah. How does this relate to Zay's Hanukkah? Wow. I'm gonna have to think about that one. Maybe ask a friend. How does that person, this concept of zot, of Aaron HaKohen, zot ba Aaron el HaKodesh, that's connected to the 8th day of Hanukkah B'dafka. That's, first of all, that's connected to the beauty and the mystery of people, of Klal Yisrael, an individual. The fact that we don't see a person, we don't see a person's whole identity very clearly. How does that connect with the 8th day of Hanukkah? The difference between Zeh and Zot, we have to, okay, sorry, it doesn't explain at the end of the Torah, very cryptic. Reb Shlomo, okay, well, Mr. Hashem, for tomorrow, I'll have some sort of explanation for that. Okay, a little Likutei Eitzot, a little Cash Torah. We had a Cash Torah from Rabbi Nachman, from Shlomo. Let's have a Cash Torah from Rabbi Nachman. Samechei and Sichos Aran. That's what I just opened up to. It's a very short one. Wow, very intense, Rabbi Nachman. Very intense. Okay, you know what? Let's put it out there. Through Simcha, we are saved from the death of children. Because the klipa that steals them is called lilit. And this is quote, Here the footnotes say that's a Zohar, Bereshis Yud Tet Lamed Gimel. A Simcha hu hahefech mimena, and Simcha is the opposite from this klipa. Boom. The importance of Simcha, guys. There's always Banim. The way I'm understanding this right now is that Banim, it doesn't only mean physical children, but Banim means all our offspring in terms of what we're trying to do in this world. All our, everything that comes out of us in terms of the seeds we sow of productivity, of building, of creating. All this time, this klipa called Lilith is trying to take away from that, just hold us back from success, hold us back from doing. And how does it manifest most of all? In depression and sadness. Depression and sadness, that's the thing that makes you feel heavy, the thing that makes you feel that you can't do it. It's a klipa that's coming on and trying to keep us down. This klipa is called Lilith, and the only way to break out of that, the only way to have the hipuch of this klipa that's trying to bring you down and stop making you be productive in this world, both on the level of mitas banim, the chas v'shalom, the death of children, and also the death of your goals and what you're trying to accomplish in this world. The only way, the opposite of that is simcha. Make yourself happy. Do whatever it takes. Listen to Metallica. Go for that run. Pump some iron. Eat that chocolate cake afterwards. Go for a run. Go for a dance. Call up that friend. Do whatever it takes to make yourself a simcha, because that's the only way to defeat that klipa. Yasher koach. Gewaldik, everybody. Have a beautiful day.